Good evening, students. I'll start with the class. In the previous class, we have saw the dot product, or which is also called as the scalar product. It's nothing but multiplication of two vectors. So we can multiply it in two different ways. One is using dot and one is using cross. So we are still doing dot product. So if you have a bar, two vectors a bar and b bar, and if you know the angle between them, you can always find a dot product. So this is the formula which we had seen. This is magnitude, means the value of a. This is value of b, and then cost. So this is the basic formula for a dot product. Then we had solved one problem also. Now, what is the dot product for the orthogonal unit vectors? So we'll check. So you know what are orthogonal is? They are all mutually perpendicular to each other. Nothing but the standard unit vectors which we have already seen. One is along the x-axis, that is the I cap. One is along the y-axis, that is your j cap. And one is along your z-axis, that is your k cap. So these are your orthogonal unit vectors, also called as standard unit vectors. Now let us see what is their relation. Means if we find dot product of them now, what answer we get. So mutually perpendicular to each other means you know that they are all 90 degree to each other. X is 90 degree with y, y has 90 degree with z, and z has 90 degree with x. So let us find out the dot product of all the vectors. Now first we'll try to find what is dot product with itself. With itself will. I want to find I dot I. So this is like a bar, this is like a b bar. So as per that formula, we'll apply the formula. So this will be a magnitude of a, magnitude of b, and cos theta. Now we have to check angle between I and I. This is I, again this is only I. Can anyone tell me what is the angle between them? Is there any angle? So what will be theta with itself? 0. Yes. So with itself always theta you have to take as 0. So if you don't know, write somewhere and keep vector with itself always will have an angle 0. This will be 0. And what is the value of magnitude? See, they are unit vectors. Unit vectors you don't even have to sit and think. Their magnitude is always equals to 1. So this fellow's value also will be automatically equal to 1. And cos of 0 also will be 1. So I dot I is always equals to 1. Same way you'll get for j also. J dot j will be magnitude of j cos, again j with itself again will be 0. So this will be 1. Cos 0 is 1. The answer is 1. Similarly, k dot k. You can write just like that and keep. Similarly, k dot k also will be equals to 1. So we'll write it together and keep I dot I same as j dot j, same as k dot k cap dot k cap, and put everybody's answer you're getting as 1. Put it in the box. So dot product with itself is always equals to 1. Now we'll see what is happening with others. Now let us find what is I dot j. So this will be magnitude of I. Can anyone tell me what is the angle between I and j in the diagram? I and j, what is the angle?
90 degrees.
Yes. So we have to take 90 degrees. This value is 1, this value is 1, but this value is 0. So overall, I dot j will be 0. Then we can try j dot k. So j dot k will be again 90 degrees. This will also be 0. So similarly, k dot I, therefore we'll put it together. I dot j equals to j dot k. So if they are different letters, it will be 0. If they are same letters, it will be 1. So this is the relation of dot vectors for orthogonal unit vectors. Next, I want to say dot product with itself, or any random vector. Suppose if we have, we'll check what happens for a bar dot a bar. I want to find. So as per the formula, it will always be magnitude of a bar, magnitude of a bar, cos, again with itself, like having the same vector. So angle will be 0. Now this value is not 1. They have not said a bar is a unit vector. This is normal in general. So there's an arrow. There it was a cap. So we knew it was a unit vector. Here we cannot put this value as 1. So we have to keep it that much only. This is 1. So a into a will be, this is the answer. It will become square. Like x into x will give me x. So whenever you have something like this, directly you can write it as a square. Now this all we were doing when angle was known. We used to know the angle, then we could find a dot product. There's one more general formula. If a bar is what, suppose ax I cap, ay j cap, az k cap, and b bar is suppose bx I cap. Now these are the two vectors given to me, suppose, and I want to find their dot product, but I don't know the angle between them. So I can't use this formula. This formula when I can use, when I know the angle between. Whenever I know cos theta, I can apply this formula. So when angle is known, when theta is given, or when you have to find theta, something whichever involves angle, then that time you have to use that formula. But this fellow you want to find, but without angle, so you can use this formula. So two ways you can find dot product. One is using the angle, and one is this formula. A bar dot b bar will always, you have to just multiply the coefficients, only the coefficients of I. J is coefficient to j and k is coefficient to k. This is ax bx, ay by, and az b. No writing I, j and k. Why? Because I told you, for dot product or the scalar product, answer is always pure number. You will never get I, j and k in the answer. Example I'll give you for this one, how to apply the formula. Now I want to find a bar dot b bar. How we have to calculate is, you have to first substitute like this. This is a bar, middle is dot, b bar is here. Now simple, directly multiply I coefficient to I, j to j, and k to k. Only the coefficients, not I, j and k, because I dot I will anyways give me 1, we have just studied, and I dot j, if you go to multiply, it will anyways give me 0. So there is no point multiplying I to j. This into this will anyways give me 0. This into k also will always give me 0, because multiplying with a different letter always gives you 0. So it's like just multiply I with I. What is the coefficient here? 2. What is the coefficient here? -1. Middle sign is always plus. Ax bx plus ay by, then 4 into -2. The answer will be -2 plus 3 -8. You can get negative answers also. Okay, so 10 -7 is the answer. You will get a pure number. You will never get I, j and k. One more condition, note, write a note and keep. I can just remember it as properties. I should. First one, a bar dot b bar is same as b bar dot a bar. Whether I multiply a into b or b into a, it will not matter to me in the dot product, because they are pure numbers, also called as commutative. So whether I do I dot j or j dot I, doesn't matter, still I'll get 0. Reversing the letters will not make any difference. Second one, if theta is 90 degree. If this is perpendicular, that is, if A bar is perpendicular to B bar, no, perpendicular you put, always the dot product will be 0. Why? You know that just now we had seen for I dot j, cos 90 will always give you 0. Because it will be like what? A bar, B bar, cos 90. Cos 90 is always 0. That's why A bar dot B bar will always be 0 for perpendicular vectors. Or after finding A bar dot B bar, if you are getting 0, it means they were perpendicular. Reverse process also it means the same. It means what? If after calculating this value you are getting 0, this means A bar is perpendicular to B bar. Next is to find angle between two vectors. Find angle between two vectors. Want to find angle between two vectors? Then same formula you have to use. A bar dot B bar is what? A B cos theta. I want to find this formula, everybody knows. That's a dot product formula. Now I want to find the angle. The angle I'll keep on one side, rest I'll take on the other side. So whenever you want to find any angle, this is the formula which you have to use. Take the same formula but just bring this fellow down. And then you'll get your angle. So this is the formula to find any angle. A bar dot B bar upon magnitude of A bar upon magnitude of B bar. So we'll find the angle. Question is, if A bar is 3i cap plus 4j cap minus 5k cap, P bar is minus 2i cap plus 3j cap minus 6j cap. Wait 1 second. Put the wrong. A bar is equal to I cap plus 2j cap minus j cap, and B bar is find angle between A bar and B bar. Now this is suppose the question. Now we have to use the formula. Find angle means this formula. You can write the other way around also. Cos theta is A bar dot B bar upon. So this is the formula which we have to know in order to find the angle. Now comes the substitution part. A bar is how much? This. To put it in the bracket. Now there's a dot here, put a dot. Now what is B bar? Put B bar. Numerator is substituted. Now comes the denominator. Denominator, what sign is there? Modulus sign is there. Modulus means, I told you, it's a magnitude sign. Magnitude means always find how, put it in the root. So magnitude of A will be 1 square, 2 square. Minus if you want to use, you can use, otherwise you can ignore also, doesn't matter. Because after squaring, it becomes plus. Then magnitude of B bar means this fellow's magnitude. So this is the substitution part. Anyone having doubt with the substitutions, you can ask. Now just now, I taught you all how to find a dot product between any two vectors when you don't know the angle. Between the two vectors, there's one dot. So whenever there's a dot, I told you always multiply I to I, J to J, K to K. So as per that, what is the coefficient of Y? 1. You can ignore this step. You can directly multiply 1 into -1. You can straight away write -1. You can skip the step. But now just to show you all, I'm doing this. So 1 into -1, the middle sign is plus. Then 2 into 1, the middle sign is plus. Then -1 into -2 upon, calculate this. 1, 4, this is 6. This is also root 6. 4, 5 and 6. Now solve the above part. -1 plus 2, minus into minus will give me plus. Root 6 into root 6 will give me 6. Cos theta will be 4 minus 1, 3 by 6. Will cancel. So cos theta will be 1 by 2. So theta is cos inverse of 1 by 2. Now check whether it's a standard value in the trigonometric table or not. Simply don't jump onto making it 0.5. 1 by 2 is definitely a standard value. Cos 60 is half. So directly you can write 60 degrees. Because cos 60, you know, it is 1 by 2. Anyone having doubt in finding the angle? Next one. Suppose you have to prove that the perpendicular to each other means you have to show that it is 90 degree to each other or their dot product is 0. Told you whenever you have perpendicular, their dot product will always become 0. Whenever you have a question, use the same formula. Will show that theta is 90 degree between them. Now substitute the values. That will be Nothing is there, it is 0. K term is not there. This is the substitution part. I can skip this part also, no problem. No. Dot product means I into I, j into j. Here nothing is there to multiply. This will be 1 into 2. Then 2 into minus 1. And then 3 into, if nothing is there, it would be 0. The k term is missing. So it's like having 0 times k. The coefficient of k for the second vector will be 0. This will be root of 9, 10, 14. That is root of 5. So 2 minus 2 plus 0. Anything 0 upon root 90 definitely 0. So what angle will give me 0? Cos 90 is 0. So therefore theta is 90 degree. And theta is 90 means A bar is perpendicular to B. So anytime you ask to prove perpendicular, you have to show that the angle between them is 90 degree. Next question. If perpendicular to vector then value of this is alpha, okay, this symbol alpha. If these two vectors are perpendicular, then the value of alpha. So whenever you ask like this type, you are told already they are perpendicular and find a value of something. You have to use the condition under the notes I had given you. Any two angles are perpendicular to each other means what is the condition when theta is 90 degree? A bar dot B bar is always equals to 0. We know this. Dot product is always 0 for 90 degree. Now just substitute the values. And now you know how to find the dot product. Always multiply I to I, j to j, k to k. So as per that, this will be 2 into 4 plus 3 into minus 4, 8 into alpha. So this is 12, sorry 8 minus 12, 8 alpha minus 4 minus 4, take it on the other side, it will become plus 4. Alpha is 4 upon 8, alpha is 1 by 2. Anytime perpendicular condition is given, You can solve this. You have to take this condition and then start solving. Next question. Find angle that a vector a bar makes with the x-axis. Definitely, in order this angle has been asked, so you need to know what is cos theta, that is a bar dot b bar upon, this is the formula to find the angle between any two vectors. Now one vector I already have. Now x-axis I want. This is a theta, this is not required, this is x-axis. Can anyone tell me which is the vector I have to take along the x-axis? I told you the standard unit vectors along every axis. Every axis has its own vector. So which is the vector along the x-axis? Even if not given. Yes,
I.
I. So along the x-axis it would be I. So even if it was given whether y-axis, z-axis, only difference would have been y-axis would have j and this would have had k. So for y-axis it will be j. So your b bar will be only one thing, that is a I. So substitute here. You have to take magnitude of a bar, that is 1 square plus 1 square. And this fellow is only 1. So 1 square. Anyways, j and k is 0. Now here I have to multiply with I with I. There is nothing j to be multiplied, so it will be 0. So it will be 1 into 1 because both the coefficients are 1. J will be 0. So this will be root 2 into root 1. So root 1 is anyways 1. And theta will be cos inverse of 1 by root 2. So which angle? Cos of 45 degrees giving me 1 by root 2. This we know from the trigonometric table. So therefore theta is 45 degrees. So even if you had calculated with j also, j and j, that would also give you 45. No question. Three three vectors a bar equals to 0 if a bar is 12, magnitude of b bar is 5, magnitude of c bar is 13. Find angle between a bar and b bar. Okay, so something like this is given. Then take the main equation. The relation between all the three vectors are a bar plus b bar equals to 0. Now you have to check angle between which two vectors has been asked. So accordingly, you have to do something over here. Now between A and B is asked. So I want A and B together. The third one which I don't want, I have to take him on the other side. Suppose if it was said, find angle between B and C. So I have to keep B and C this side. The remaining fellow I have to take on the other side. But now A and B has been asked. So I'll keep A and B one side. And I don't want this fellow. So I'll take him on the other side. So it'll become minus B. Suppose if angle between A and C was asked, keep this here, B would have to take on the other side. Now simply I cannot start whenever there is an angle means there will be a dot product involved. Here directly why I could not use the formula cos theta because there are three vectors involved. Till now the problems which we were solving were only with two vectors. So directly we could use cos theta formula a bar dot b whatever upon the magnitude. But now this is slightly different. But I have to start involving a dot product. I can do a dot product only if this is a fixed step, okay? I have to square on both the sides. So try to square on both the sides. So what I'll get is like this after squaring. Now you know that what is x square? X square is nothing but x into x. So I can split this as what? Before that you can just minus anyway square will go. So that will anyways become plus. Minus the whole square will anyways give you plus square. Now x into x. So same way a plus b the whole square can be written as a plus b not a plus. And this can be written as c bar dot using this same thing. Square can always be splitted as x into x. So the square term I splitted that way. Now start multiplying every term to each other. It means what? A you multiply inside to both the terms and B you multiply inside to both the terms. Normal distributive property which we have studied. Okay, whenever you have two like this, you always tend to multiply. So A into this will be a bar dot a bar, then a bar dot b bar, then B also have to multiply inside. So this will give me b bar dot a bar, and this will give me b bar dot b. This keep as it is c bar dot. Now I've told you a bar dot b bar is always same as b bar dot a bar. It's like a into b is same as b into a. So what I'll do, I'll make it as ulta. These both terms are same. So what it will become? 2 times. You can skip that step. On this step you can skip. You can reverse this in your mind itself. You know that this is a bar dot b bar. So 2 times directly you can write. Now comes the important, finding the dot product. You know that the with itself I've done. Anytime with itself, if you want to find, the angle is always 0. So cos 0 will anyways give you 1. So directly if the same letter is there, what you have to do, straight away write it as a into a is a square. You have to put a magnitude. We have already seen that also under the notes. Oh no, dot product with itself I have done that. So I had got this answer as a square. Now a bar dot b bar, whenever they are different, then angle will come up. So what is the formula for a bar dot b bar? AB cos theta. We don't know what is the angle, so we'll just keep it as theta. Now again this is the same letter, so this fellow will become square. Same letter means b bar square. With it, whenever you have the same letter, always write like this. And whenever you have different letters, you have to split it up open like this. Now the values of A, B and C are given to me in the question, so just put it there. So magnitude of A is 12, magnitude of A is 12, B is 5, magnitude of B is 5, and magnitude of C is 13. So 144, 60, 120 cos theta, 120, this will give me 169, 120 cos theta, 169 minus 169, that is 0. Cos theta is 0 upon 129 will also give you 0. So theta is cos inverse of 0. And then check which angle will give me 0. Cos of which angle will give me 0. Obviously, you know, cos 90 degrees 0. The angle between A bar and B bar is 90 degrees. The only step which you have to remember is you have to square it. Rest all will be simplification. So this is all about the dot product. Anyone having doubts? The dot product you can ask. Next is the cross product. Also called as vector product because the answer will always be in terms of vector. So suppose if you have, consider this is a book I have. So this is one line. You can see this is one line and this side is one line. So you have a corner of this book. Okay. So this is your A bar and from here this is your B bar, suppose. A bar and B bar. So it's a flat line. I'm holding this book straight flat like this. So they are in the same line. Only thing is they are perpendicular to each other in between. No. This is your A bar and this is your B bar. Any line also I can draw on this book anywhere on this like this. So not necessary perpendicular only, at any point like this also. Any this. Now I want to find cross product of that. So after finding the cross product, I'll get some answer. I will multiply this A bar, and suppose this is the A bar, and I'll multiply this B bar. Obviously, after multiplying, I'll get some answer. Answer will always be in terms of vector after multiplying. So that vector will always have a direction. Vector will always have some direction. So that direction is always like this. The answer will always be perpendicular to this page or to this book, like this. So this answer is always A bar cross B bar. So I'll show you here now. Suppose this was the page, and I'm drawing any two vectors on this page, like a flat, like this. This is a B bar. This is a theta. And if you find whatever answer, A bar cross B bar, so I'll use capital letters. So I'll get some answer which is C bar. So where will be the C bar? C bar is this. C bar is always perpendicular to A bar and B bar. So if this was the page, wherever you draw the line, the moment you hold this pen, so this pen is perpendicular to A bar also, B bar also, whatever line you draw on this page, this pen will always be perpendicular. The same way that's a C bar. So that is always perpendicular to that. So this is what a cross product means. This answer will always be a vector after multiplying. So this will have your magnitude also, and this will have your direction also. So direction is what? C bar is always perpendicular to A bar and B bar. Same way, if I want to find like this, ulta. If I want to find B bar cross A bar, then it will be always in the opposite direction. So this is what? A bar cross B. For the same vectors, if I want to find B bar cross A bar, the vector will always be ulta. So this is always B bar cross. So it will be, if this is the page, A bar cross B bar will be like this, and B bar cross A bar will be in the opposite side. So over here, A bar is not same as B bar cross A bar. Under dot product, whether you multiply A dot B was same as B dot A. But over here, A cross B is not equal to B cross, because here you get plus C, here you get minus C. These were pure numbers. So that's why it was not mattering. But this has a direction. So their directions become opposite. So for vector, it is not same. A bar cross B bar is not same as B bar cross A. Now how we had A bar dot B bar as AB cos theta. The same way we have a formula for vector product also. A bar cross B bar will be AB. Instead of cos, for cross product it is sin theta. Remember that. And this will always have extra something called as n cap. This is the magnitude. N cap means the perpendicular line, like a C bar, no? That C bar. This is your n cap. It's a unit vector which is perpendicular to these two lines. So this fellow will always tell you the direction. So for B cross A, it will be ulta minus n. This fellow is used to indicate the direction. So B cross A will be That will be minus n cap. Why? Because these letters have reverse. And suppose if I don't want the direction, I want to know only the value, only the magnitude, then this is the revised formula. This is what? Vector. If I want to know only the magnitude or the value, I don't want the direction, then you have to put a modular sign. So this formula is A into B sin theta. Direction you have to remove. So this is the formula to find only the magnitude. So there will be no n cap if you want to find the magnitude. And if you want direction, then you have to put that n cap. So the question is, if fine, no, you know that magnet n, you can also say. Now this definitely there's no magnitude, so definitely they are expecting you to tell you the direction also. No? So this will be the formula used. 5, 2 is n cap sin 30. This n cap will be just there. This will be 10. Sin 30 is 1 by 2. So this will be 5 n cap. So this is your answer. So what does this say? Plus n cap means this is upward. The direction is upward. Same way if you want B cross A. Some of them also say that right hand thumb rule. Like this. Hold your fingers like this. Okay, your two fingers. So that's your pointing finger and the middle finger is like a and B. And look at where your thumb is pointing up. So that will be your C. This will be B. This will be A sin theta. Now this will be minus n cap because this is ulta. So 5, again you'll get the same answer. 5 in 2 into 5 into sin 30 minus n cap. So this will be anyways 10 into half. So that is 5 minus 5 of 5 times n minus n cap. So this only tells you this direction is downward. And now last one, magnitude, suppose it is asked, then you have to just use this formula. This will be 5. That will be 10. That will be 5. Magnitude will always be a pure number. There will be no vector involved. If you put magnitude, then the vector sign will go. Now we'll check what is this cross product for orthogonal unit vectors. So you know which are the 3 orthogonal unit vectors? I, J, and K all are 90° to each other. So first we'll try with itself. So I cap dot I cap will be magnitude of I cap. Theta means with itself will always be 0. Same letters means always 0. This is n cap. This is the formula. Sine 0 is always 0. Magnitude of I unit vectors now will always be 1. Sine 0 is 0. Overall answer will be 0. So it is ulta of dot product. There with itself is to give you 1. But now cross product with the same letter will give you 0. Similarly, J cross J will also be equals to 0. Same thing. Between J and J again angle will be 0. And K cross K also will be 0. So cross product with the same letter will always be equals to 0. And dot product with the same letter will always be equals to 1. So write it in the box and keep. Now we'll check with other letters. This is important here. Let's see. Now I'll check with I cross J. Sorry. Now what is the angle between I and J? That will be 90°. There's a n cap there. That n cap is fixed. There's a fixed fellow there. Whenever, as long as we are not using the magnitude sign, this fellow is n cap. No, this value is 1. This value is 1. This value is also 1. Now look at this n cap. N cap means always what? See, whenever you had two vectors a bar and b bar, who was n cap? N cap was nothing but the one who was perpendicular. It's like same like c bar. So this fellow was a unit vector which is always perpendicular to both the vectors. Now just see here, if I and j I am multiplying, okay, which is the vector which is perpendicular to both I and j? So definitely this is k. So instead of n cap, now over here for standard values, I know the one which is perpendicular to I and j is k. So instead of n cap, I can use k cap. So you can write k is perpendicular to I and j. K is perpendicular to I and j. So I can, instead of n cap, I can use k cap in this case. So answer is I dot j, I cross j will always be equals to k. So same way you try j cross k. Okay, before that, if you reverse, you know a cross b is always equals to positive, but ulta b cross a will always give you minus. The moment you reverse the sign, this will be minus. Then second you try j cross k. Just use the basic formula. Magnitude of j, magnitude of k, sine. Definitely this is 90 degree now. And this is n cap first only. 1, 1, 1. Now which is the one which is n cap perpendicular to j and k? The one which is perpendicular to j and k is I. So you have to use the letter which is not there here. So j cross k is I. Therefore, k cross j will be, if I want to find ulta, will be equals to minus I. Don't worry, I'll give you a trick to remember all this. You don't even have to try all this. There's one small circle, and then you'll remember. This is all only about how we get it. So similarly, what we'll get? K cross I will give you, and I cross k will give you minus. Now how to remember this? One circle, put I, put j, put k. Always clockwise. Huh? You have to go where whichever the clock follows, no, this direction. Now looking at this diagram only, we'll forget about whatever we had derived till now. Okay, I want to find what is I cross j. I cross j. Am I going in the correct direction? Yes. From I am going to j. This side. The closest one, closest path. Huh? You don't have to follow the middle. No other letter should come. So this will be I to j. So I'm in the correct clockwise direction. So I to j. So which is the third left letter left? So that you have to write. Yes. Let me find j to k. So I'm going from j to k. Am I going in the correct direction? Yes. So j cross k will give me always the third letter. That is I. Now we'll find k cross I. So again I'm in the correct direction. K cross I will give me the third letter. That is j. So this is normal clockwise direction if we are going. Now consider j cross I. Now I want to go from j to I. I told you middle, no other letter should come. I cannot follow that path which is having another letter in the middle. So I cannot go from here to here. I want to go from J to I. So K is coming in the middle. So I cannot take this path. So I have to take reverse path. So I'm going which side now? Ulta side, anti-clockwise. Whenever I'm going anti-clockwise from J to I, the third letter will be there. But since I'm using anti-clockwise, you have to always use minus. So same way it will be for K to J. So from K to J, I'm coming here. Definitely I'm coming ulta. So that will be minus. All three letters have to be different. And then plus or minus will be just decided by whether I'm going clockwise. If I'm going clockwise, it will be plus. If I'm going anti-clockwise, it will be minus. Which is left? Sorry, I cross. So again, I to K, I'm coming ulta. So this is how you can remember. No need to by heart. So just remember that circle, I, J, and K, and then you can check. This is clockwise. You have to follow clockwise. So based on this, we'll solve one problem. So we have to find this vector. So first one, we substitute 4 I cap. No need to use the sine theta formula because now we don't know what is the angle given to. So anyways, it is I, J, K. Normal basic direct substitution you do. B is this type we can do. That is J. Just this fellow is J. Just use J here. This type we can do no direct substitute if there is only one at a time, not a combination of I, J, and K. Should be only a single letter. Then you can check the type. Now this numbers always get multiplied. 4 into 3 will give me 12. Now what will happen? J cross I. So J cross I. So what is happening? I'm going ulta. J cross I will be minus. The answer will be minus 12K. If anyone is not understanding, you can ask. Numbers don't need to check. Directly you can multiply, write the answer. But J cross I, you check whether you're going clockwise or anti-clockwise. If you're going anti-clockwise, put minus. Now, this will give me 6. Now I cross K. Again I'm going ulta. Answer is minus 6K. C bar cross A bar. Again K cross J. So if I'm in the correct order, no, J letter comes first. See, I always comes first, then comes J, then comes K. So if you are doing in the alphabetical order, you have to this. But if K from last next letter you are going to the previous letter, that means always negative. So that way also you can remember. Alphabetical order is always I, J, K. But if you are going K and then J, then definitely it's ulta. So this will be minus 8i. Fourth one. So this is 3i. This is 4j. Now it is correct order. I comes first, then comes J. This will be positive. Into 8. K comes for K. This ulta it is. From K it is going to J. This will be minus I cap. Minus 8 I cap will be answer. So this is how you can check. No need to by heart that what is I cross J, what is J cross J. So we have seen whenever you know the angle, you can always find A cross B, because we can use the formula AB sine theta for cross product. Like how this we had no for dot product, second formula AX BX, AY BY, like I to I, J to J we were multiplying. So same thing when you don't know the angle, no, there's one more way you can find a vector product. So that formula is if A bar is AX. Your teachers might be using different letters here, huh? No issues. It can be X, Y, Z also. Only I try to understand what is to be done. Then if I want to find A bar cross B bar, then it's a little complicated method. Don't worry, I'll explain how to solve. This is called as a determinant. This is then 12th standard math. You have to put a determinant. It means nothing but like vertical bars. First line always I, J and K you have to put. Then second line correct order. First A is there means you have to first put only the coefficients of A. So put all the coefficients. Don't put I, J and K, huh? Only the coefficients. And for B, only the coefficients of B. So this is called as a determinant. You don't have to know it, but just for your information. How to solve this determinant, I'll explain. There are always two types of determinant. So basics I'll just cover up. This you write and keep. Okay, so I'll just do the basic determinant. How to solve a determinant. So there is always a determinant of order 2 and order 3. So first we'll understand how to do this order 2, and automatically this will become simpler. Order 2 means you'll have 2 rows and 2 columns. And order 3 means 3 rows and 3 columns. There is nothing related to this. What is that? Your physics, but this is a math part, but needed in physics. So that's why I'm just covering up the concept. So 2 rows and 2 columns means, suppose if we have A, B, C, D. This is of order 2 I'm telling you. If you understand this will be easier. 2 rows, 2 columns means you know that always the horizontal lines are rows. Even in computer, Excel and all you must have seen. Horizontal lines are always a rows. So this is row 1 and this is row 2. Same way, how many columns? This is column 1 and this is column 2. Okay. So whichever determinant has 2 rows and 2 columns is called as determinant of order 2. How to solve this? How to find a value of this determinant? You have to always cross multiply. This always needs to be cross multiplied. How? Always you have to start from the first element only. This is always first priority. You cannot do B into C first one. You have to do A into D only. So your value is A, you have to multiply with D. Middle sign is always minus, remember that. And then B into C. Cross multiply. Or whether you do C into B doesn't matter. But this diagonal first and then this. So middle sign is minus and then cross multiply. So example, I want to solve the value of this determinant. So as per that rule, I just have to cross multiply. Follow the rule. So this will be 2. Take the whatever sign is there, 2 into minus 3. Middle sign is minus. Then what is there? Minus 4 into minus 6. So answer will be minus 6. Now minus into minus into minus overall will give me minus because there are 3 minus signs. And 8 4s are 32. Minus 38 will be my answer. This is how you have to solve. Middle sign always minus. Anyone having doubts in solving second order determinant, you can ask. Now, if you have understood this, then we'll move on to the order 3, which we actually need for vectors. Order 3 means there will be 3 rows, 3 columns. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So this is 3 rows, 3 columns. How to find a value? How to solve this determinant? Always take the first element. Write it here. Now, close the row. This element will obviously will belong to some row and some column. So whatever is attached to it, close it. Whatever is attached to A, I'm closing it. So which all letters are there now? 4 letters are there. So put them in the determinant, small determinant, because it has only 4 letters. No? So E, F, H, and I. Now once you're done with the first element, erase all this. Middle, second element you move on to now. Remember, write and keep middle element always opposite sign. Means here if it was plus b, here I have to take minus b. Here if it is minus, here you have to take plus. The middle sign is more negative. If this is positive, middle sign will always be negative. Now close the row and the whatever row is attached to B and whatever column is attached to B, close it. This will be D, F, G and I. Remaining letters we just write. Same way the last one plus C, because that sign will always remain same. If this is minus, you have to copy paste as it is. If this is plus, you have to take plus, minus, minus. But this fellow, if it's minus, take plus. If it's plus, take minus. Middle element always opposite. So now close the row and the column of C. This will be D, E, G and H. And now, just now I taught you how to solve a 2 by 2 determinant. How to solve? This is to be cross. So A is outside, keep a bracket. Now which element you have to start first? I told you always this to this. So EI, middle sign is always minus, then FH. Then will get some value and you have to write the answer. Same way, DI minus FH, DH minus E. So this is how you have to solve the determinant. So now we'll move on back to the vectors. We'll solve the problem. Now here angle is not given to me. So definitely I can't use the formula A bar cross B bar is AB sine theta, because I don't know what is the angle. I can't use that formula. So the other second formula to find vector product I just now gave you. That is using the determinant form. Dot product, then if this was dot, no, we'll find both. Okay, let's find both of them. For the same vectors, let us find both of them. I want to find A bar dot B bar first. That is simple. Directly substitute. Dot product I told you always I to I, J to J, K to J. This will be 2 into 3, 3 into 2, and then 4 into 3. So 6, 6, 12. 24 will be my answer. So if you see dot product will give me a pure answer, pure number. Now for the same vectors, let me find cross product. So cross product definitely is a different formula. I have to put it in the determinant form. First letters are fixed, I, J and K. This is like a, B and C. Now put the coefficients. So letter A is first, so we have to put the coefficients of A first. If B cross A was asked, we have to find B cross A, we have to put B first and then A. 2, 3 and 4, 3, 2. Substitutions, anyone not understood and ask. Now we have to solve this determinant, find a value. I told you always take the first letter. So this is like a A. close the row, close the column attached to that. Whatever row is there and whatever column is attached to I, close it. Remaining letters you write. Remaining numbers, whatever is there. So I wrote it. Middle, this one, always take opposite sign. So this will always be -3. Now close the row and the column attached to J. So whichever is left, write that. And then last is K, plus only. So close the row and the column which is attached to K. Only for the 3 letters we have to do, not. Then 2, 3. And now you know how to solve. This is simple. Cross multiply. Always this first. Middle sign is always minus. I cap is out. So 3 3s are 9. Minus 4, 8. Then 2 3s are 6. And 12. 4 minus 9. So I told you, never do 9 minus 4. Everything will change. Always this diagonal first. 2 to the 4 minus 9. This will give you how much? 1 I cap. This minus 6. Okay, if you want, I'll extend this. This will give me minus 5. So now 1 into I will give me I cap. Minus into minus will give me plus minus 5. So if you see what is the answer, the vector, not a pure number. So A cross B is always a vector. Answer will always be vector. Also add on to that question, no? I had given you A bar dot B bar. Then second part, A bar cross B bar. Now also write, also find A bar cross B bar magnitude of. If I want to find magnitude of this vector, this is having both vector, this magnitude as well as direction. Now I want only vector part, this direct value part. Then you know how to convert any given vector. Magnitude is 1 square, 6 square, and then add and write your answer. So 62, I think. The root of 62 will be a magnitude. Whenever there's a modular sign, always this root fellow will come up. So in the question, suppose if this part was not there, second question, directly this part was there. So even this is there, means you have to find this first. Even this was not given, no, second question, directly third was given like this. Then still you have to find this. Without finding this, you can't find a magnitude. So first step would be this, then would be this. Anyone having doubt with the cross product, you can ask. Okay. Now find this one. Find A bar cross B bar if Quickly find A bar cross B bar. Put the correct signs. There's the coefficient of k is -1. And for B it is -3 k cap. So that's why -3 after. Close the row and the column. 2, 1. Now see. -3. Middle sign is minus. Again minus. 1 into -3 is -3. Middle sign is minus. Then 1 into, again -1 into 3 is minus. 2 into -3 is -6. Middle sign is minus. Minus. Middle sign is minus. This is 0. This is also 0 because minus into minus plus. So overall answer is 0. So it's a 0, like 0 I cap, 0 j cap, 0. So 0 vector. Remember, whenever the same question can be asked through A bar parallel to B bar. For the same question, no, can be asked this way. So whenever you have to prove they are parallel, no, you have to show their cross product is 0. I'll show you also why. So put it as a note and keep. Whenever you are asked to prove two vectors are parallel, you have to show that their cross product is 0. Previously, whenever we have to show two lines of these two vectors are perpendicular, we have to show their dot product is 0. So remember this condition. Whenever A bar is parallel to B bar, you have to show that their cross product is. Why is because consider if you have two parallel vectors. Angle between two parallel vectors is always 0. Suppose we have to find, so as per the formula, what it is, sine theta. So this is the formula which we know. Put it under the note and keep. Now for parallel vectors, this I'm checking for parallel vectors condition. We don't know the value, so just put it this much. Now, since they are parallel, angle between them is 0. So sine 0 is 0. So 0 into everything will give you 0. So for parallel vectors, A bar cross B bar is 0. If A bar is parallel to B bar, 0. So in the previous problem, if they had asked this, so you have to show that already you got C. A bar cross B bar was a 0 vector which you got. So the question can both the way. Parallel means always put it in the determinant form and show that the answer of the determinant is 0. Now you can also find angle between any two vectors using cross product formula. give you one question. Now two ways you can find the angles. One is using the dot product, one is using the cross product. Now how to know which formula to use? Definitely, if there will same like how we have cos theta formula, no? This was what? A bar, or you can use this. Or the other one is, these are the two formulas which we know now. One is using the dot product, one is using the cross product. Whenever there's a cross, it is sin theta, I told you. Why I have not used n cap? Because I'm using this modulus sign. So which of these to use? What data has been given? Look at that. If dot product something has been given, you have to always follow this. Most of the time you have to follow this one only to find the angle. Only specifically if they give you cross product, then you have to follow this. So the formula is, you know that A bar plus B bar is sin theta. Now put the value. Magnitude is 15, A is 5, B is 6. So 5, 6 are 30. The 30 will go on the other side. So what angle will give me half? Sine of which angle is 1 by 2? Quickly tell me sine of which angle is half? Trigonometric tables. Sine
Sin
of which
30.
angle is, yes, theta is 30 degree. Last one on this. If A bar plus B bar is equal to A bar dot B bar, find angle between A bar and B bar. Now this is the condition given to us. Now just now we have seen what is A bar cross B bar in terms of angle. So this is AB sin theta. And this fellow got AB cos theta. So what is going to happen? The same thing. So both the sides it will cancel. So what remains is sin theta is equals to cos. Now both the angles are equal this side. So what I'll do, bring cos theta on the other side. So it's like having nothing is there, it means 1. After cancelling, this fellow will have 1. So 1 you keep here only, bring cos theta this side. So multiplication is there, so cos theta will come to the denominator. You know that sin theta upon cos theta is tan theta. And theta is nothing but tan inverse of 1. Tan of which angle will give me 1? Check the trigonometric table and tell me. Tan of which angle is 1? Normal trigonometric table. Tan 30 is 1, tan 45 is 1, tan 60 is 1. Check.
45.
Yes. So theta will be 40. So this is about the dot product. Okay, one of the college they have done application. I don't know whether all the colleges have done finding area, parallelogram, area of a triangle using vectors, and area of parallelogram using vectors. I'll just give you the formula and explain because only one college has done that, I think. Very simple. If you have any triangle A, B and C, area is what? Just have to use half AB bar cross BC bar. These two sides vectors you have to know. This is like having A bar, this is like having B bar. Consider this vector is A bar, this vector is B bar. It's like area will be half A bar cross. And I told you how to find this just now. A bar cross B bar means A vector will be given to you, B also vector will be given to you. So what you have to do, put it in the determinant form, find A bar cross B bar. Okay, so if you see in your notebook, you will understand now. The first part you have to find this A bar cross B bar. So using this, A will be given, this side vector will be given, this side vector will be given. So you just have to put that, you will get some vector I, something times I, plus something times J and K. Then I want the magnitude. Magnitude also I taught you how to find. You just have to put it in the root sign, so you'll get one single value. So whatever value you get, you just have to multiply it by half, or in short divide by 2, and that will give you area. An area of parallelogram is nothing but only this half will be missing. You don't have to divide by 2. Same process. A will be given, B will be given. You just have to put it, find a vector, find a magnitude. So whatever you get, just put units there. Unit square or square unit you have to mention. So if you know how to find this, obviously you'll understand this. Go through your notebook if it is done. Still, if you don't understand this, you can ask me, I'll tell you. Stop here.